What's going on, everybody? My name is Aiden and welcome back to another video. Ladies and gentlemen, in my last video, we were down in the gutters. It was raining and pouring and the background reflected it. Well, now, ladies and gentlemen, we're in a nice, beautiful, sunny office. The reason why is because the Bulls took care of business today. This is where they deserve to be, as we did face the Denver Nuggets. And although it wasn't exactly, let's just say, convincing, I would say the word's convincing, we took care of business today. A lot of great positives that came our way as well, ladies and gentlemen. Let's talk a little bit about it in this video. But before we get any further, if you liked the video and you want to see more from me, drop a like, drop a follow, and or subscribe if you are new. And let me know what you guys think about the Chicago Bulls, their game today, and your player of the game, as we won this one 130 to 127. Like I said, not convincing. I'll tell you this, as soon as the fourth quarter started, the first shot we saw was a Dalen Terry three-point shot that was just ridiculously short. After that shot, I was convinced we were going to lose the game. I was flat out convinced we were going to lose. It just felt like that type of situation where the Bulls fought really hard to get a double-digit lead. You could tell that the bench was on fire today, and that one shot, in my opinion, kind of got me a little bit nervous. It made me feel a little bit down in the gutter. And to be fair, I had every right to feel that way because Denver steamrolled their way back, took a lead in this game from a Nikola Jokic three, and ultimately, they looked better for the majority of the game. Their starting five, were leaps and bounds better than ours, it felt like, at least for the majority of the game. But when it's all said and done, positives and negatives, once again, horrible defense, still a big problem, still something we need to discuss to the moon and back. When it's all said and done, the positives and negatives aside, the Bulls walked away with a very big victory. Vucevic made a big three once again. He seems to always find a way to make the big ones, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin Huerter with a nice couple of points and a great rebound down the stretch. The Bulls took care of business in those final minutes of the game and ultimately seals a victory. It's not easy to beat the Denver Nuggets. I know we have a good record against them. That's what a lot of people will say. Well, look, we always seem to face Denver and win. We may be able to beat Denver more times than not. That's probably their bogey team, the Chicago Bulls. We're their bogey team. I'd 100% agree with that. But in the same vein, at the same time, we faced a formidable, one of the best teams in the Western Conference, and we won the game. You only faced them twice, ladies and gentlemen. Call it a fluke, call it a tremendous victory, call it all skill, whatever you want to call it. We only faced them twice. So I don't care how you get those victories, you need to get them. That's why this West Coast trip is so important. That's why defending home court is so important as well, because you don't get many games at home. Half your games are at home. The other half are away. Makes sense, right? So defending home court, because you only get half of those chances, it means so much. When you face a team like Denver away and you get that victory, it means a lot to you. It is a confidence-boosting victory. It is a victory that might give you a little bit of morale and bring that faith back into the Chicago Bulls team. It's a victory that might finally set these players back on track. It wasn't perfect. It was nowhere near perfect, but it was good enough. And we played well. We should be very happy with that. Now, with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the keys to the victory here. I want to start off with our bench. A couple of stats I want to show you guys from our bench, from what I was able to see. First and foremost, pretty much everybody on this bench was positive in the plus-minus. Patrick Williams was +4. Dalen Terry +18. Io +25. Jalen Smith +15. Javon Carter. Oh my goodness, Javon Carter just appeared out of nowhere. Random NPC just spawned in and became the main character. That's what Javon Carter did. +20. Julian Phillips with a +8. You want to know a fun fact? This bench scored 66 points altogether, with Patrick Williams scoring 7, Dalen Terry with 5, Io with 21, Jalen Smith with 16, Javon Carter with 15, Julian Phillips with 2, right? 66 points altogether. Positive plus-minus. Every single one of our starters had a negative plus-minus. Isaac Okoro with -11. Matas Bazelis -14. Nikola Vucevic -12. Kevin Huerter -21. And Josh Giddey -17. Now, the plus-minus stat does not reflect everything that happened in this game. We don't win the game without some of the key plays from those starters in those final stretches. But it does indicate we would have been nowhere near this game without the bench production we saw today, without that secret weapon that we saw today. And that has always been the issue. Even when you face Denver, the issue with Denver has always been their depth. And they've improved it. They have improved it. But the Bulls, I guess, biggest attribute is Denver's biggest weakness. Most nights, the depth of their team. And we steamrolled their bench. We absolutely annihilated their bench. And without that bench, we don't win the game. It is as simple as that. We had a big three from Rouge. We had a nice couple of free throws, nice couple of threes, and a rebound from Kevin Huerter. Phenomenal stuff. Josh Giddey doing his thing. Phenomenal stuff. But you don't get anywhere without that bench production, which is why a tremendous and a valiant team effort. And something else I really liked. I give a lot of stick to our defense. The third quarter and the first couple of minutes of the fourth quarter was amazing defensively. We went on a 19-2 run, if I'm not mistaken. A lot of that has to be put down to the defensive ends and what they were able to do. We allowed Denver to waste a lot of the shot clock. You know, they weren't out here chucking up quick shots. It could have been a coach's game plan, or maybe the Bulls actually did a couple of nice things. We forced Denver to use the entire shot clock and take really bad contested shots most of the time down the floor in the second half. That can't be ignored. That is a tremendous feat. That is something that we did to Philly when we stopped them for 6 straight minutes. Something similar here with Denver. We forced them into some really bad shots. We forced them into some really bad moments. And at the end of the day, credit where credit is due, the Chicago Bulls were triumphant in that area. We were the better defensive team, even if there wasn't much defense being played. That did help us win the game. So overall, I sit here and I really thought we weren't going to win this game. I couldn't give you an explanation why we would win this game. If you lose double overtime in Utah, in a game you should win, also losing to the Detroit Pistons, the G League Pistons, a team you should beat, and then all of a sudden you walk around and you beat the Denver Nuggets, who are better than both of those teams on their given night, it's an impressive result. And it's also something you just can't explain. I can't explain why we seem to beat Denver and lose to Utah. I can't explain why I'm so excited about this result, yet I'm terrified about the Portland Trailblazers. I can't give you answers. I don't have them. You know, some things are just unexplainable. The NBA is such an unpredictable sport in that regard. I'm sure a lot of people that placed bets probably weren't very happy with the result today. But as a Bulls fan, I could sit here and say, I can't give you all the answers. I can't explain everything that happens, but I'm going to enjoy the ride, and I'm going to enjoy the fact that we are above 500 once again. It feels nice to be above 500, and we beat a very formidable team, and we did it in heart-wrenching fashion. But speaking of, let's talk about some stats. Josh Giddey, 21 points, 14 rebounds, 6 assists. No triple-double for Josh Giddey, but still a tremendous effort. Vucevic had 8 points, 9 rebounds, and 6 assists. Not the best game, but made the big shot when it mattered. I really like Kevin Huerter. Kevin Huerter last week was really good. Kevin Huerter today, really good. 20 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, was 7 from 12 from the field, and 4 from 9 from 3. And physicality-wise, I don't think I've ever seen Kevin Huerter play this physical before. I just don't think I've ever seen it. And you know what? I'm loving it. Out of everybody that's been talking about playing physical, you would think guys like Kevin Huerter would be the exception to the rule. You know, he would be the guy that wasn't going to be physical in a physical team. I think he's leading this team in physicality. I really believe that. When he's grabbing rebounds, he is making sure no one gets anywhere near him. He is making sure people don't even jump for rebounds. And when he gets rebounds, he's throwing elbows like it's 1980s. It's beautiful. I love it. Maybe not hit people, but keep doing it, bro. He didn't hit anyone, but like, you know, some of those elbows, you never know where they can land. Really nice to see. Io, 21 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists off the bench. In my opinion, Io is the player of the game. Silky smooth as always. I really like to see it. Patrick Williams. I want to mention this before I go as well. Bazell's had 13 points as well. Big shout out to him. He's averaging 15 points on the season. You absolutely love to see that. But Patrick Williams finally had an aggressive streak today. Tim Hardaway Jr. fouled him and basically held his shoulder all the way down. A flagrant 1 foul after a review. But what I saw from Patrick Williams brought the biggest smile to my face. My man stood up and he stepped to the guy. And he didn't take anything from anyone. That's what I want to see from Patrick Williams. You know, it's okay to be passive every now and then. It's okay to keep your composure. But when things hit the fan And when things don't go your way, and when people are taking, jeopardy, what is it called? Taking advantage of you because they know that you're just some stoic guy, step up to them every now and then. And of course, it ended up with Tim Hardaway Jr. just explaining the foul and whatnot. It is what it is. But when things like that happen, man, you got to stand up for yourself. It's like high school, bro. You get bullied, you stand up for yourself. It's life. You got to do it. You can't always take it. Sometimes you got to dish it. No, you don't bully anyone. But stand up for yourself, man. And that's what he did. Very, very happy. He scored 7 points. And to me, this is one of my favorite games out of his purely for that moment. Because you don't see stuff like that very often. Congratulations, Patrick Williams. And keep on doing it. Be confident. You're part of this future. You got paid $18 million for 4 years. You're gonna be here, whether people like it or not. So take those liberties. Show people why you should be here. Step up to people. Be aggressive. That's what these Bulls fans love. You will change the perception, your own perception, based on things like this. Really, really happy. My player of the game is Io. Shout out to Jalen Smith as well. 16 points, 8 rebounds, 2 assists, and 2 steals. Hopefully his shoulder's okay. He got into a little bit of a scuff with Jokic, and a nice spin from Jokic, to be fair, was hooking the hand. I don't know who's at fault for that. It looked like both of them took advantage of that. Jalen Smith put his hand somewhere it shouldn't be, and Jokic took advantage and basically hooked him. And that could lead to some serious injuries. But it is what it is there. Hopefully they're both okay. I'm assuming Jokic is fine. Hopefully Jalen Smith is okay. And then Javon Carter, to play 18 minutes and 15 points, you got to be in contention for player of the game just based on that as well. An incredible feat. But yeah, our next game is against Portland. We'll see. I can't tell you. I don't know what's going to happen, man. I just don't know. I don't know. This Bulls team gives me no idea. All the analytics, all the smart, high IQ, intelligent thinking that I think I possess every now and then, when I talk about the Bulls, it goes out the window. I have no idea what to expect. Maybe that's a good thing, but maybe it could equally be a bad thing. I am scared of this Portland team because I know they're going to bring the fight. Let's hope that we can respond we can respond likewise. See you guys in the next one. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care, and peace.